Have you ever been fascinated by an aquarium? There's something so unworldly about the way fish move around in liquid space. Particularly, really, aggressive fish. Now we're beginning to get the idea behind underwater hockey.
Say the word hockey, and a scuffle with fists and sticks on ice comes to mind. But if you're playing the game 8 feet underwater, holding your breath, and pushing around a 1-pound lead puck, the last thing on your mind is fighting. Welcome to the world of underwater hockey.
Now this is really amazing. They may not throw punches like they do in the NHL, but trust me, this game isn't for the meek or short of breath. This sport is uniquely three-dimensional. You not only have to look left and right, but also up and down. And your underwater time is limited to how long you can hold your breath, about 15 to 20 seconds. Invented in 1954 as a way for divers to keep fit, it now ranks as a major international sport. And it should be no surprise that the hotbed of underwater hockey would be the capital of an island nation. This weekend, picturesque Wellington is playing host to the best teams in the country. The top players here will represent New Zealand in the upcoming championships in Australia. This rough and tumble sport is hardly all male, especially in New Zealand, which was the first country in the world to give women the right to vote. Here you'll find men's, women's, and mixed leagues. But this year, for the first time, an all-women's team will compete in a top-rated men's division. Welcome to the battle of the sexes, Kiwi style. These renegades make up the Phoenix women's team, and aiming to hit the men below the waterline is this swimmer, number 8, Carolyn Baker, a 23-year-old architect from Wellington.
It's difficult because a lot of people take it as a joke. And underwater hockey, do you play in the rain? Do you wait till the ice melts or something like this? But we get a lot of support from other players and families and things like that.
Before every game, the Phoenix women meet to warm up. They have one goal, to be the best women players in the world. Playing a men's team will be tough, but it'll be the best possible preparation for challenging Australia next month.
It's going to be a tough competition. But we'll fight hard. We don't give up easily.
During the day, Carolyn works for an architectural firm in Wellington. She specializes in commercial interior design. All the rest of her time is devoted to training for underwater hockey.
Tell me about the rest of the day. What's going to happen?
I go home, have something to eat, and then I'm straight out the door to either do a weight training class or spend an hour and a half in the water. I've got to spend a lot more time weight training because I'm not as strong as some of the others. By the time it's over, you're pretty tired. Don't have much of a social life when you're training for the New Zealand team anyway.
The equipment for underwater hockey is pretty basic. A mask, a specially designed snorkel, fins, and of course a hockey stick.
Each individual stick is different. You've got to make your own stick for your own needs. I've got weak wrists, so I don't have such a long playing area.
The game can involve a lot of hand-to-hand combat, so there are gloves to protect the knuckles.
You've got a hat and with the earpieces to protect the ears, because if a flipper comes past your ear, it can burst an eardrum. I've had my eardrum burst. I've had a puck flicked into my mouth, and I've had a puck hit me in the head here. I had to have a few stitches there, and I've also had black eyes where someone's kicked my mask, and it's forced the pressure through the mask has just sort of given me a black eye.
As the Phoenix team warms up, they practice the skills of the game, including the dolphin kick, diving and surfacing for air, and maybe one of the most important skills of underwater hockey, handling the puck. In the first game, the women will be playing the Pakuranga B men's team. And as the seconds tick down, they go over their last-minute strategies.
Okay, only a minute left. Give it everything you can. 30 seconds.
Now, the first thing you learn when you try to watch underwater hockey is it's not exactly a great spectator sport.
But from down here, The great thing about this is you can really see the intensity, the speed, and the quickness of these players. It really gives the game a whole new perspective.
And in this first game, the Phoenix women are caught off guard by the sheer power of the men. Time and again, the strength of the men prevails. And they score 6 goals. But refusing to give up, the women seize control of the puck and manage to score a point. They lose the game, but that goal becomes a symbolic victory.
So are you ready to say that it's obvious the men are better than the women at this
No.
sport?
No way.
Well, I guess we've got to
We've got to be
convince.
more skillful. We're a lot more
I don't know how you can be
skillful,
more convincing. They just kicked your little butt out there.
All kidding aside, the one hope the women have for the next game is to outmaneuver the men, pitting skill and finesse against brute strength. So as the team warms up, they concentrate on puck skills, practicing every trick they know. Their opponent in the second game is Portside B, one of the highest-rated men's teams in all of New Zealand. Time and again, the Phoenix team battles to defend their goal, warding off attack after attack. But a streak of goals by the men's team puts the women behind 8-0. Fighting fatigue and their own frustration, the women suddenly seize possession of the puck, and with a skillful pass, they carry the battle all the way to the goal. It's a fierce struggle, but this time, brute strength can't stop the spirit, determination, and teamwork of these women. And they score. The tension has been incredible. So that night, the Phoenix team invited me to join them for some down-under hospitality at a local pub. But even here, talk turns to the game.
Tell me what's going through your mind at the height of the game.
If you've just gone down and you come up again, you just think, I've just got to get back down there again. And you, even if you feel really knackered, you just force yourself to go back down there again. Even though you think, I just can't do it, you do it. You know, you just have to.
Saturday morning. Today they go against one of the most powerful men's teams in the country. And this time the women decide to fight fire with fire and swim as aggressively as they know how.
Okay, this is our last game. We want to go in there playing really hard. Let's go!
Minutes before game time, they try something new. They stage fierce practice skirmishes against each other. No matter how rough the men play, this time the Phoenix women will be ready. Against a vicious attack, the women repeatedly put up an incredible defense. Time and again, their lungs bursting, they successfully defend their goal. Grabbing a quick breath, Carolyn sees an attack and dives to block. But in this game, the strength of the men is again overpowering, and the Phoenix team loses. They lose, but they're not defeated. The strength, determination, and skill that was developed here, playing the men, carried them to new heights. When 1 month later, Carolyn and other Phoenix teammates battled against the Australian women's world champions and won.